Hello and welcome to this mod tutorial and overview of Evilcraft. I hope you guys will enjoy this video. I am going to be going over the basics, starting with Evilcraft, getting all of the necessary blocks and stuff, and also I'm going to go over how to get the Fortune 5 pickaxe and how to rid it of the curse that it comes with. And I'm also gonna go over how to purify, how to remove the enchantment from the pickaxe so you can put it on any pickaxe you want to. Obviously, putting the enchantment on a neverite pickaxe might do better for you than using the normal pickaxe because that is only diamond level. Also, if you are playing a mod pack, you might have some other pickaxes that you are interested in putting a Fortune 5 enchantment on. So to start off this mod tutorial, we are going to go over all of the vanilla materials you will need in order to get started with Evilcraft. So as you can see, it's not much. This is the vanilla stuff. The real hassle of Evilcraft is the non-vanilla stuff because it requires a lot of blood. I will go over that as we come to it, but to start off you need 5 iron ingots and a block of iron, 2 glass, 4 logs, any logs is fine, 8 cobblestone, a spider eye, 2 black dye, an oak sapling or a dead bush. It's actually better to have a dead bush, so if you have one, that's good. But if you don't have one, don't worry, we can make one with a sapling. That's why we have that as an option as well. And then we are going to need 3 diamonds for the actual pickaxe if you want to make the pickaxe. And then we need a book if we want to remove the enchantment of the pickaxe, obviously. Let me set it to day real quick. So the first thing you're really gonna need to make is this thing I have in my hand right here. It's a blood extractor. Now that is an important thing to make because, as you can see, you will need a lot of blood in this pack. So it's quite easy to make it. You just need 3 spikes, you need a glass and a dark gem. Dark gems can be found underground. You gotta go and look for them in the world. But they should be fairly easy to find in the world. They generate on various levels and it shouldn't really be an issue to find one. And then you can make a blood extractor. But how do you get these 3 spikes, you may wonder? Well, you do this. You use an iron and a dark gem and you get 12 of them. So you get quite a lot of them. So that should be fine for you. So next thing we want to do is make at least 1 dark tank. Now I've only calculated for 1 dark tank in the required things here, but I would recommend actually making maybe even 2 dark tanks. So in order to make dark tanks you need 2 dark gems, 2 iron and a glass. So it's very cheap to make as well. Now the reason we are making dark tanks is that you can actually put this into a crafting field with a dark tank. And basically what will happen is that they will combine with one another and you will actually get the extra storage from the tank on your blood extractor. So that's why I am recommending for you to get 2 of the dark tanks, because you want this to have a lot of capacity for blood, because you are going to have to use a lot of blood in order to get through this pack and all of that it has to offer. Now this one, the blood extractor, how do you fill it up with blood? You just kill anything in the world. It can be passive and hostile mobs. It doesn't really matter. But that will fill this up with blood. And obviously if you add more tanks to it, there is more blood to fill, right? Next thing that is, I don't think this is actually a requisite, but it's very good to make. It's a drying basin. If you are going to go the sapling way in order to get the dry bush, you are going to be needing it. Otherwise, I think you can do without it, but I would definitely recommend getting one. So the drying basin is 2 iron, 4 logs of any kind, and 2 black dye in this manner in the crafting field. Black dye can obviously be made from squid ink that you can find anywhere where octopus spawn. Next up is going to start So after you got these things down, we are now gonna get actually into the mod, and this is where things start to get a little bit complicated, because this mod is not strictly straightforward. There is some interesting stuff that you need to do, and it might be difficult, but here I'm going to try to explain in the easiest fashion possible. So you need to get a blood infusion core and surround it with cobblestone in order to make a blood infuser. So now, how do you get this core? Well, more hard stuff. You need to get hardened blood shards, 8 of them, and a dark power gem. Now both of these stuff are kind of hard to do, but I'll show you right now. But it's only hard to do your first dark blood gem. So how do you get a dark power gem? Well, you need to make, and here you can see I've made a little tutorial area for it. You need to make a 5-space area. Any 5-space area is fine. And then you need to fill all of this with blood. And the thing is, the blood is 1,000 millibuckets will make 1 space. You need 5,000 MB for this. So what you want to do is you want to fill all of these slots with blood. And if you do that and throw in the dark gem into the blood, just with Q to just throw it, it will actually turn into a dark power gem. So that's how you get your first one. When you have your first one, the other ones will be less expensive to make afterwards, and I will show you why. So when you have your dark power gem, you can surround that with hardened blood. But how do you get hardened blood, you may ask? Oh, my extractor ran out of blood. How you get hardened blood is basically you put 3,000 millibuckets of blood into your drying basin, and you leave it for 20 seconds. So you just right click this and then you leave it for 20 seconds, and you will get a hardened blood block. Now with the hardened blood block, you want to put that into a furnace. You can actually do this in order to get 9 of the hardened blood shards. But what I was gonna say is I think you can break it with a pickaxe as well. But if you decide to do that, you will not get 9 blood shards. So the best way to do it is just use your hand to break the... I mean, no, you have the drying basin. So you right click, you can see now it's formed a hardened block. You right click it, and then you put it in the furnace, and you will get 9 guaranteed. You can do this without a drying basin if you want to. All you need to do is put delete 1 block and then put the blood in here, like so. But if you decide to do that, what will happen is that you will not be able to pick it up, I think. You will have to break it. And when you break a hardened blood block, you will get less than 9. So that's why it's very recommended to make the drying basin, because that way you know you will get 9 blocks out of this, 9 of these. So using 8 of these and a dark power gem, you can now make the blood infusion core. And with the blood infusion core, you are going to be making the blood infuser. Now, why are the dark power gems going to be easier to make now? Well, now you can put blood into the power infuser. So the power infuser takes blood. You just put anything with blood here and it will fill up with blood. And then what you can do is you can take a dark gem and put it here, and it will make you a dark power gem. So that way you don't need to do the stupid thing with the 5 holes anymore, but you can just easily make yourself a dark gem. I am not entirely sure if this is even gonna... I think because of the other mods I have installed, it might not actually even want to do this, and you have to use a drying basin. But anyways, if you have a drying basin, you should be fine doing all of this anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, moving on. We now need to make this one, which is the most important block for what we are trying to accomplish, which is the Purifier. Now the Purifier uses 4 dark gems, and 2 of these hardened blood shards, and 1 dark block. A dark block, you just put the dark gems in a block and you will get a dark block. So this is 9 dark gems right here and 4 here, for a grand total of 13. And you also need to make another blood infusion core. But remember, now you can make the dark power gem by just putting a normal dark gem into your infuser with some blood. So no longer you need to waste 5 here. I think it only costs half a block to make one in here. And also you are going to be needing more of these, right? So in order to get more of these, obviously you can dry another block of blood. Now after you've made your purifier, we are going to make the subject in question, the Vengeance Pickaxe. Now in order to make this, you need 3 diamonds, which is quite high tier, right? You need at least 3 diamonds in order to make this Fortune 5 pickaxe. And then what you need to do is take 2 hardened blood shards and put them either side, and then you need to make dark sticks. Now this is where it gets a little bit complicated, because now we need to make dark sticks, and that's a whole ordeal actually. So in order to make dark sticks, you need 2 undead planks with a dark gem on top of it, and you will get 4 dark sticks. But these undead planks are not the easiest to come across. So what you need to do is either, if you already have a dead bush, you just put that through the blood infuser, and you will get an undead sapling. And then you can plant the sapling, and you can cut down the tree, and you will get the undead planks, undead logs that you can turn into planks. Or if you don't have a dead bush, don't worry, because you can just put an oak sapling in the drying basin and it will come out with a dead bush. So you just put an oak sapling in here and you will get a dead bush. And then with the dead bush, you can obviously make the undead sapling. So that's all good and fine. So now you can make yourself a pickaxe. Now, if you want to get more into Evilcraft and you want to make more of the Evilcraft stuff, I would recommend keeping these saplings and planting more of them. Either just vanilla planting them and, you know, growing them, or if you have botany, you can use botany pots in order to grow these automatically. That would be my greatest recommendation. If you want to get more into the mod afterwards, just plop one of these in a botany pot with some soil and it will grow automatically for you, which is good. Now, what you want to do next is you want to purify your pickaxe, because if we look at the pickaxe, it comes with Fortune 5, which is good, that's what we want, and then it comes with Curse of Vengeance 3, which is what we want to rid it of. So if we fill up a purifier with blood, and then you put the pickaxe in, it will start making particles and it will actually purify the pickaxe. Now, 1 full blood is not gonna be enough, because that's just gonna remove, so it has Curse of Vengeance 1 left. So you need to fill this back up with blood, and then you gotta do it again. And then it will remove all of it. And you will end up with this Vengeance pickaxe with Fortune 5. So now if you only wanted a Fortune 5 pickaxe, you are done. That's it. This is quite a good pickaxe. If we put on tooltips, we can see that it has... oh, do we need to break a block in order to see what it has? Well, let's just quickly do that. And we'll see how much it has, because I think it has actually quite a lot of durability. Oh, it doesn't. It only has 154. So I would definitely then recommend... See, I have never kept the pickaxe. I've always disenchanted it, so I didn't know. But yeah, I would definitely recommend removing the enchantment then, if it only has that few uses, because you're not gonna get much use out of that, and you paid 3 diamonds for it. So you definitely remove the enchantment, and that is gonna be expensive. Now we are gonna move on to that. So in order to start with disenchanting this pickaxe, which is what we want to do, we want to get the Fortune 5 enchantment off of it. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So we need more of these dark power gems. Remember, it's just the dark gems in the blood infuser, and you will get dark power gems. And you want to make this, which is a bowl of empty promises. So that's what you need to make, and it's 3 dark gems like this, dark power gems. And then what you want to do is you want to take this bowl of empty promises and make a dusted bowl of promises. And you need crushed dark gem in order to make this. So there are many ways to get crushed dark gem. If you have a fortune pickaxe or just a normal pickaxe, but it's better if you have a fortune pickaxe, then you can mine the dark gems, and sometimes they will drop these dark gem, crushed dark gem. What you can also do if you have a mod for it is use any sort of crusher and just crush the dark gems in there, and you will also get the crushed dark gem. So there are 2 ways to get it. I find if you mine around for enough dark gems, you're gonna end up with some crushed dark gem anyway, so you shouldn't be too worried about this. I think you should be just fine. So that will make you a dusted bowl of promises, which you need to put into your blood infuser. And this is expensive. This costs 5,000 millibuckets, but you want to put your dusted bowl of promises into the blood infuser, and you will get a bowl of promises tier 0. And that's what we need here. And then what you also need to do, and this is even more expensive, is take your block of iron and put it into the blood infuser, and you will get an iron promise acceptor. Now, a block of iron into the blood infuser is gonna cost you 10,000 millibuckets. So you're gonna have to kill a lot of mobs. I would recommend, if you have something like roguelike dungeons installed, try to locate one of those and use the spawners there. If you have Apophysis or something like that, and like cardboard boxes, you can also get yourself a mob spawner to your base or something, so that you can kill a lot of mobs, because you will need a lot of blood for this. And that's why I told you in the beginning of the video that it is very wise to do the tank upgrades to this one, because you are going to be needing a lot of blood. So after you are done with that, you need to take the iron promise acceptor, the bowl of promises, and a spider eye. I think this is shapeless, but anyways, this is how the recipe said. And you will get a promise of tenacity 1. Okay? With the promise of tenacity, you just need to put it into the blood infuser. I'll show you right now exactly how that looks. So here you have 4 slots. You just put promise of tenacity 1 there in the top slot. And that will upgrade your blood infuser, so it will hold more stuff, hold more blood, but also you will be able to make some extra recipes, and that's what we need for the next step of the tutorial. Next thing we need to do is make a book. A book is basically a book that you put into the blood infuser that is upgraded with power of tenacity 1, and you will get a book. They are quite cheap to make. I think they only cost so 500 of this, right, in order to make one. So that's gonna be easy to make. So then, when you have your book, this is actually quite easy. So you take your vengeance pickaxe and make sure you have removed the curses, right? And you want to fill up to the brim one of these. So it's gonna take 3,000 blood. And then what you want to do is you want to put first your pickaxe in, and then the book. And then it's gonna do these particle effects again. And as you can see, it's done pretty quickly, and you will get your vengeance pickaxe with no enchantment and your fortune 5 book. You can then use an anvil to place this fortune 5 book on your pickaxe of choice. I would recommend using a netherite pickaxe if you're playing vanilla, besides the Evilcraft mod, because this is a very good enchantment. But remember, this is repeatable. If you want another fortune 5 book, you can just make another vengeance pickaxe and go through this whole thing again, right? So as soon as you have the general setup set up, it's not actually that difficult to make more fortune 5 books, right? And that's the beauty about this mod, and that's why I think it may be good for you if you want to make some botany pots for this undead sapling, if you want to make more fortune 5 books, because you will need undead planks in order to make the sticks. But yeah, there you go. That is a rough overview of the Evilcraft mod. For most people, this is where this mod ends, because this is the most valuable early-ish game feature of the mod, right? So I hope you did enjoy today's episode. I am going to make more mod tutorials as we go along. So I hope you will join me for those. Yeah, and if you want to, leave a like on the video. It would be greatly appreciated. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, if you don't want to miss out on the next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.